This is Faith.
And this is Addie.
And you're listening to Mama Bear Connects.
Woo!
How are you today, Addie?
I am doing all right.
All right.
I'm hurting.
Hurting. Why are you hurting?
Because yesterday during cross country, something funky happened to my hip while I was running. And now I can't walk.
I was her human crutch today.
Yeah, I had to go get my school pictures done today. So she helped me hobble in through the crowds of kids to get my picture taken. And everyone was staring at me because I was with my mom. But it's okay.
Well, and I was had my right arm wrapped around her waist. And then my left arm was out holding her right arm so that she could bear the weight onto my body. And then I was leaned to the left side so that it would take the weight off of her leg. And we both walked.
It was hilarious.
We looked really funny. So it was good. So we're doing a bonus episode. I know. Sorry if she just blew out your ears. Right now it's storming outside, so we turned the lights off because we can just do this in the dark. So
yeah, it's a little spooky, but it's okay.
So if you start hearing weird noises, you'll know why.
Call in an exorcist.
All right, so we are gonna do 10 questions for Addie and 10 questions for me.
Are we gonna go back and forth?
Yes, we're gonna do it back and forth. And we're just gonna ask the question and then let either one of us answer the best way possible.
I'm excited for this.
I know. Addie, do you want to go first or do you want to ask?
Let's do rock, paper, scissors first to see who goes first. So whoever loses asks the first question.
Okay.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh!
You win.
Okay, so
you ask the question to me?
No, you ask me.
Okay. Wow, we're really good at this.
I'm ready.
All right.
Ready for my close-up.
All right, Addie.
Yes.
Your first question. What does a healthy relationship look like to you?
In parents or friendships or significant other relationship?
Let's say significant other, relationships.
My favorite topic. I could honestly go on for hours. So, I have a boyfriend named Tyson, and him and I have a very healthy relationship. I've been in a few unhealthy relationships, I think, with some people. So this one is more of my real first real boyfriend because okay.
Sorry again if she blew out your eardrums.
I just get so happy about talking this. So good communication, knowing each other's love languages, being open with each other. Him and I have a rule. Did I already say his name?
Yes.
Tyson? Okay. Him and I have a rule called 100%. And if we say, are you okay? And we're yeah. And then we're 100%. Then we're oh. Then we have to be completely honest with each other. And so just having good communication and being open and honest and being trustworthy and having boundaries set and respecting each other and also not having too serious of a relationship. You gotta be fun and be goofy. Have him and I do each other's makeup sometimes or tickle fights all the time. We call each other stupid names. He calls me poo poo pee head all the time. So yeah, I think just having a fun relationship and very strong.
Yes.
It's a good one.
Yeah. And Addie was referring to the 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman.
Yes.
So that's what when she was saying the love languages, that's what she was referring to. Great answer, Addie.
Thank you. Okay, are you ready for your question?
Yes.
As a mom, what is your biggest worry when it comes to your family?
Oh, boy. So my biggest worry is everybody's safety. I think making sure everybody's safe and healthy and just doing really good. I think my biggest fear is losing you guys, and we faced that this year with you and Dad, and so that was really scary, and that was what was like
a wake-up call.
Yeah, and it kind of made me like learn to appreciate you guys more. Although I did already appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say you already did,
but
it was more of like stronger.
Yeah, I mean, once you almost lose people that you love, it's a little bit scary, and
especially after losing a lot of people that you love.
Yeah, so that's probably my biggest fear when it comes to us and our family. And then outside of our little family, my parents, my siblings, nieces and nephews, and aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff, same thing, like just worrying about their health and safety, and making sure that I'm doing the best that I can, even though it's really hard to do that sometimes. Favorite subject in school? That is a wonderful question. Sorry for the silence for a moment. Okay. That was Wes.
Hi,
everyone. Checking to see if our son was home. He was outside before the storm hit. Okay. Next question. So, Addie, what is your favorite subject in school?
That is a wonderful question. Definitely not math. That's for sure. It used to be one of my favorites until it got dumb.
Yeah.
And then teachers made me feel dumb.
Yep. That ruins it.
Yeah, pretty sure does. Bad teachers make people not enjoy school. But I have such amazing teachers this year, so I actually look forward to it.
Yay.
Not math though. I've never really looked forward to it.
But it's better.
It's better
than last year.
Good. I think it's dance or English and creative writing. Science, also in geography. So fun. They're all just so creative.
Yeah.
And so fun and so interesting also. And it's more of you do your own thing in them. Yeah. Like English, you write your own papers. In creative writing, you write creative stories. In dance, you make your own creative dancing. And in science, you do experiments. So fun.
That's awesome.
I love it all.
Yay! Yay, fun. That's a good one. Good.
Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. What is your favorite thing about your relationship with your husband? Someone's getting a little Twitter painted over here.
So, my favorite thing about our relationship? Yeah. I think one of my biggest favorite things is that we've been through a lot together. So we're so strong in our love for each other. And then my absolute favorite thing is just the goofiness.
Yeah.
We're so goofy and crazy and just fun. And there's been a lot of times we've been married 18 years, and in the 18 years of marriage, there's been a lot of hard times that make it hard to be goofy and fun. Yeah. And a lot of the serious, scary stuff throughout our lives. And so...
But that's what makes the goofy times
more valuable. Yeah, for sure. So, definitely the goofiness is what I absolutely love. When we first started dating, my first memory of him, he was on rollerblades because he was a skater boy. And he was drooling everywhere, and I was told he couldn't speak English because he was Korean, and I believed him because I lived in a bubble. And so I eventually obviously found out that he was not Korean. I was so naive. It's so funny. But he's always just had such a fun personality, and he's super duper handsome, so that helps a lot too. And and he's just a very good snuggler. He knows when I'm not happy and like if I need a snuggle or a kiss on the forehead, and so.
Oh, I know. And one time when you were sick and fell asleep on the couch and he carried you down the stairs to your room. Oh, I about cried. That was a good.
Yeah, so even after 18 years of being married, I'm just still like ooey gooey and much,
so
and I love it so much.
It's so good. That makes me so happy.
It's good.
I love it.
Sorry if you can hear our dogs breathing in the background. They're like, and here's Rylan.
Hi, Rylan.
Say hi.
Hi.
Okay, Addie, are you ready for your next question? Do you get along with your siblings? If not, or if so, how come?
Don't give me that look, right? Yeah, we do get along very well. I don't think him and I don't ever fight, and if we do, it's over stupid things, and then it lasts for like 20 minutes. And if we are fighting, we don't talk to each other. That's what it is. And then we get along very well. Like, we go out on drives sometimes. We used to. And then we'd go to the dollar store and just mess around. And then go get ice cream or go to Walmart just to get orange juice sometimes. Or he'd take me to Wendy's or McDonald's. And at nighttime we have a special thing where we knock on the wall and I go, and then he replies with, or it's the other way around. And it's so great. Yeah, we have a really good relationship.
Do you think you have a good relationship?
Yes. He nodded. Could
Yes.
you hear his head nod?
He nodded. And then snickered. He's tiptoeing away. Oh, I love it. Great.
Oh.
Yes.
When your kids fight with each other, how do you help them resolve the problem?
So I'm a big advocate for communication, and oh, Rylan's saying that I beat him up.
Oh.
He's over there air boxing. So my big thing is just communicating with both of them, finding out exactly like what happened to cause the problem. And then I always, whenever I'm talking to the kids, I always make it a point to like give them my ideas of like what happened or what went wrong. And then I help them to see like what could have been or a better option for it to have been. And then also,
Ew, a spider!
we have a spider crawling up our fridge. Ugh. Make sure. Rylan, just.
Now we gotta burn the whole house down.
That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. End of episode.
Just kidding.
Okay, sorry. We're getting really super sidetracked with Rylan in here.
There's a spider on the ground.
Oh my
It won't
heck.
be-
He literally is on our counter. I need to get a
Chocolate
picture
milk.
of this so I can put this on the social media.
Okay, so what was the question? Oh, you are very big in communication.
Yes. So very big in communication, and I always try to lift the kids up. That's one thing that, like, in our conversation, if we have a, this is what you could do better conversation, I always try to make sure that they know what they're doing good too.
That's what one thing I love is that you always make it positive
Yes.
and uplifting. No matter how bad the situation is, you always end it with a better.
Yeah. So that to me, I feel like is super important. You can't just sit and like bad. Okay, good night. You
Or else
can't.
they'll go to sleep. One thing that I love with our family is that we never go to sleep mad at each other.
If my parents are arguing, I don't know, it doesn't ever happen.
All right. So, Addie, the next question
Really don't know how to answer
is. Oh, wait. I already asked you a question. No, and then you asked me a question. Oh, my goodness. And we're back. Okay, so the next question that I have for you is, what do you feel like if your parents have an argument, and how do you respond?
If my parents are arguing, I don't know, it doesn't ever happen. I really don't know how to answer that question. I've never seen you guys argue before.
Never?
Never.
Have a disagreement?
I mean, I've seen you get salty at him before. But I've never seen you guys argue. Ever. Like, never ever. But if it did happen, I'd probably be really concerned. Because if you guys did argue, you'd be over something serious, because I've never seen it happen before through all the crap we've gone through. So.
That's interesting. I wasn't expecting that.
Really?
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Next question.
What makes parenting older kids versus younger kids easier or harder?
That's a good question. So, oh boy, younger kids are harder in the energy that you expel. Like, you're always running around, you're always up all night with them, you're always like just chasing them all over the place. But when they're younger, they're fun, and that was well. So what I was gonna say is they're just more creative and fun because they haven't been through life, and so they don't know to like be afraid of things, or they just be them, and it's the best, like that part. And I wish so much that I would have enjoyed that more than I did with you guys being little. So one day when I'm a grandmother, I'm looking forward to that opportunity to like really absorb all of the fun memories from little kids. Older kids are easier in excuse me. Older kids are easier in the fact that like they can take care of themselves. They can shower and clean their rooms and help with chores and that kind of stuff. But teenagers are harder in the fact that they are going through bigger problems in their lives and harder, more scary things. So that's really hard as a parent. I was gonna say mom and parent. Yeah. So that's the hard part of teenagers in the afternoon. I'm struggling apparently.
In the afternoon? Is that what you
I don't know. When we listen to that, I am really having a hard time. My brain is not working. Yes, as a parent to teenagers, I have loved both phases. Babies, toddlers, and teenagers.
I love that.
All the phases.
All of them are fun.
Okay, Addie, what do you want to be when you grow up, and how come?
So throughout my whole life growing up, I wanted to be a teacher for either a younger grade, like kindergarten through 2nd or 3rd grade, or like a life skills or special education teacher. It would be so fun. Or because I have so much experience from life, I think it'd be really helpful to be a therapist or a counselor for some people.
Mm-hmm.
And I also, when I retire, I'm just gonna travel
Yes.
and gonna live my life. And even while I'm a teacher, I'm gonna like this great teacher. He's an inspiration to me. It's awesome. He actually went like cliff jumping into some water holes that he found with his friends, and I was like, what? That's awesome. So yeah, I just want to be really fun and really supportive in my future. What things do you most miss from your kids being little?
We just kind of talked about that a little bit. Just the fun, adventurous, the creativity. Rylan was always adventurous, and like back when he was little, there was a show. What was it called?
I don't know.
It had Sporticus.
Oh, Lazy Town.
Yeah, Lazy Town. So Rylan always pretended that he was Sporticus, and so he was always running around zooming or like cartwheels or then he would always be like Robbie Rotten, like he didn't like that character. Or he wanted to be Dash from Incredibles and be so fast. And with you were always just like in dress-up clothes and always in fairy tale land, and you loved being read stories, and you still enjoy reading.
Yeah.
And I'm glad for that. And just having those quiet moments of like just story time or listening to your funny stories or watching you guys dance around, or Rylan and Addie always would make videos together. We'll have to put some of them on social media.
Those are great.
On our Momma Bear Connects page. It's the best, seriously, so good. That would be the biggest thing, is just like the fun, goofy, creative, imaginative moments.
Or my Momma Mia singing.
Yes.
I'll have to put those up there too.
Yes, that's so good. That's a good one. Next one, Addie. Do you feel supported at home? What does or doesn't work for you to feel supported?
Okay, so I definitely do feel supported at home. I think our little family circle is my biggest support system, and just being able to be so open with our family and so trustworthy. So just having a good relationship with you guys, and having you guys having a good understanding of me. You guys having a good understanding of me, and just you guys openly, I'm here for you whenever you need, and then proving it. It's very important to me.
Hopefully, that will be how you always feel.
Welcome to the halftime show. I will sing la 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 la. Okay, Mom's back, yay!
Sorry, we have
A zoo.
a zoo here, and the zoo is making themselves known. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that you feel that way, and hopefully that will be how you always feel.
I'm pretty
Forever.
sure that will be how you always feel. Because you guys are awesome. And some things that make me feel not supported is just, if I were to come to you guys with a problem and you were to try to blow it off, then that wouldn't be very great, and then I would stop. I would eventually stop coming to you guys if you made me feel unimportant.
Do you feel like that's ever happened?
Never.
That's good.
Very good. Oh, your turn for a question. Okay. Mom, which was harder to raise, a boy or a girl? Why or why not?
Boys were how do I word this? So, Rylan was definitely, because he was a lot more like rambunctious. He was a lot harder because he had such high energy all the time. So that part was harder. He was more like daring to do things, but he was also a lot more reserved. And I think because Dad was deployed so much, that like Rylan learned to be afraid of like bugs and that kind of stuff because of me.
Oh.
And so he would like scream if a moth like flew into the house or something. Yes. And so like that part, like Rylan was a lot easier because he took after me.
Yeah.
Girls, you're like an easier baby in the sense that you like just did whatever I said.
Yeah.
But you were very clingy. Like you like to be with us all the time, which is not a bad thing, but
it's a little overwhelming.
Yeah, it can be a little exhausting sometimes. And then as adults or near adults, like I feel like you guys have both been
Simple.
not simple, but like manageable.
Yeah.
Like, but I think communication has a lot to do with that. If we just like didn't communicate with you guys about anything, then I'm sure it wouldn't have been the last, like manageable. So, yeah, I think either boy or girl has their pros and cons, I guess, but it's not even really cons. It's just different challenges.
Yeah. And it always varies with the person too.
And the personalities, for sure.
Could you give me your water? Thank you. I'm like choking. Sorry about that.
So if you had an uncomfortable situation that you needed to talk to your parents about, but you were afraid to, what would you do?
I don't know.
Like, how would you handle it? Say you were in a situation, let's say that you didn't feel supported at home and you didn't feel like you could communicate with us. What would you do?
I'd keep it to myself.
Okay.
Or do bad things to try to overcome it. Try to get past the sadness and loneliness. Or I'd talk to someone else and get a better bond with someone who's not my own parents, which sounds terrifying. Actually really scary. But if it's our household and I wasn't telling you guys something, then you would know the second I walk in the door. So I can't hide things from you guys at all.
No, it's not possible.
It's really not.
And it's not even, it goes further than just the way she comes in. Like if she looks a certain way, I'm a big energy reader.
Yeah.
And
she doesn't even have to see me.
No.
She can come into the house after being at work and not even see me yet, and she comes and she's like, why do you feel like this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
How do you know?
So literally our kids cannot hide things from me. Especially.
If if there's anyone listening who can't go to their parents, it's really beneficial to talk to a close friend or reach out to a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle or a cousin. Did I say grandparents yet?
Yes.
Okay. Or school counselor, a next door neighbor, a therapist, anyone you trust. And if you don't trust anyone, then put yourself out there, even if it's hard, because bearing all that weight and keeping stuff to yourself is not going to be helpful in the long run.
And even if you do have a good, close connection with your parents, but you're experiencing something that you're worried how they're going to react or something, the communication with your parents is a brave thing to do, and it's going to help you overcome whatever it is that you're going through. And the more you communicate with your parents, and parents same with your kids, the more you communicate with your kids about things, the more ammunition they have to combat everything that they're facing.
Yeah.
And that is so powerful in the world of a child.
Yeah.
Huge.
And I think it's also important for the way the parent reacts, because if they react negatively, the kid is not going to want to talk to the parents anymore. So being very sweet but also strict when you need to be is good, because like we're going to be talking about later on is how to be a friend but also be a parent and know which times to be which. And that's kind of a hard line to find sometimes, but once you figure it out, it's very good to have that knowledge.
Yep. Awesome.
All right, Mom. Your question is, if your kids are dating, how did and how does that make you feel?
So when the dating started, it was really hard for me at first, just because it's a new phase of life. And so definitely not easy for me at all. I like, now that you guys have been in more long-term relationships, like I really enjoy your boyfriend and Ryland's girlfriend. And you guys are both in like healthy relationships, and so if it wasn't that way, then I think I would have a lot harder of a time dealing with it. But the thing that I love about both of those kids is that they both have a relationship with me too.
Yeah.
And so I really love that, because I don't feel like there's like a disconnect between you and me when he's around, or Ryland and his girlfriend when she's around, because everybody is just communicating with everybody and taking time to be around everybody. Of course, everybody, takes time to just be a couple or whatever, but I love that no matter what, like, we're all together.
Yeah, it's like a cute little family.
And I love that. And so it was hard for me at first, because my babies were being taken away from me, and it was hard for me not to like victimize myself and pull myself away from that feeling of like,
they don't need me.
Yeah, they don't need me, or like if something went wrong with a relationship, like what did I do wrong as a mom, blah, blah, blah. So
but that is not on you.
No,
because you're doing your best.
Yeah. So I love seeing you guys grow and develop in your relationships, and seeing how healthy they are, and everything is just really encouraging, because that helps me see that we're giving you guys the right example.
Well, what would you say? This isn't a question on here, but what would you say is the right age to date?
The right age. So what do you mean? Like,
if parents are listening and their kids are like, ooh, this boy's really cute, this girl's really cute, and I have a crush on them and all that stuff, like me, what would you say is the right time for them to start getting in a relationship? Because I'm sure a lot of parents are curious about that.
Yeah. For me, I think that it's like personal preference for sure. Regarding like if you have religious beliefs or whatever, like definitely it's a personal preference and something that you have to communicate with your spouse or partner or whoever to come to an agreement on. But for me, my opinion, I was boy crazy from preschool on. And so I personally started having a boyfriend, like I think in 6th grade was like my first real boyfriend. But my first and only serious relationship was dad.
Aww.
So like Yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
so that I think is, I don't know, for like real serious relationships, I would say like more 15, 16.
Because then you're able to do things like drive to places and have a job and have money to go do stuff.
Yeah.
But more of hangout relationships is like, I don't know.
I would say 13, 14, but always as a group. I have been a big like group activities only until you're 16.
Yeah.
And then once 16 comes around, like I would prefer like at least like, what is it called?
A
Double date. Yeah. So that you're not alone. Yeah, I think it too depends on the maturity of the kid. Because like,
and the trust you have with them.
yes,
If
like
they give you reasons not to trust them, then
that's so
on them.
sad. Yeah. So I think it all depends for sure on just whatever your dynamic is. But for us in our situation, with the communication that we all have and everything, I feel like 14 to 16 is a good range, and then for serious long-term relationships, like 15 to 16.
A lot of my friends don't believe me when I tell them. Like, they ask, do your parents know about Tyson? And I'm like, duh. My mom knew him when he first became my friend. Like, that night I told her about him, that I met him. And obviously, and it's really sad knowing that, because I have quite a few friends who keep relationships from their parents.
Yeah.
And I just can't imagine not being able to come home and like totally gush over Tyson to you and just hold it in. My poor friends would have to deal with me, like
Even more.
Yeah, even more than they already do. But are just like having not having the trust to be like, could Tyson come over, and then having to hide a relationship. That'd be so weird.
And that would cause a whole lot of problems. That will be a whole nother episode.
Oh yeah.
For sure. So we have 3 questions left, so we need to try to hurry. We're really talkative,
especially when we're like,
yeah. Okay, so you seem very confident in your skin. How do you maintain a positive mindset on your body image?
Okay, so first of all, I wake up in the morning and play some bomb music. I definitely recommend Megan Trainor or what's her name? The girl that sings the song Secrets. Well, that song is very good. I think my mom is gonna find it real quick. I think it's like Mary Lambert or something. But that song, Secrets by Mary Lambert is so good. Just any really fun, positive, confident, pump you up kind of music is very good. And then I look in the mirror and I'm just like, ooh, girl, you fine. And I just like, there's really nothing wrong with checking yourself out. Like, you can walk past a store window and be like, dang. Like, there's really nothing wrong with loving yourself. It's not selfish at all. And just maintaining a positive mindset can be very hard sometimes. But I'm known around the school as the positive person, and I love that, but sometimes it's hard because we'll talk about this in a different episode, but being that positive person, it's hard for people to realize when I'm not as happy as I usually am. But just
or be compassionate.
Yeah. And just like believing in yourself and loving yourself and accepting who you are is very important. And just looking at yourself and just like, wow, I am beautiful, I am strong, and definitely I am, like, positive I am, what's the word? Statements. Positive I am statements. I love I am.
The affirmations.
Yeah. So just like, I am strong, I'm smart, I'm confident, I'm beautiful, I am a sexy girl. Like, anything you want, as long as it's positive, because you never want to talk down on yourself, because guess what? You are always listening. and it won't reflect good on your end if you're mean to yourself.
And the best way that I have helped to like combat, I don't know why I keep saying combat weird. Combat.
I was wondering about that.
But for me, like I envision little girl Faith.
Yeah.
And like would I talk to little Faith that way? And that helped me a lot to like, oh, I would never talk to a child this way. I should probably stop now.
Yeah.
So that helps a lot.
Also, don't compare yourself to people. Never do that.
Drive in your own lane.
Yep, because everyone's unique, everyone's beautiful, and comparing yourself to somebody else, sometimes it'll make you feel good. If you're like, oh wow, my hair is much lighter than hers, it's so much better, or stuff like that, it's not nice to do. But also like, oh, she's more popular than me, she's skinnier than me, she has longer hair than me, that's not going to be good for you either. So just don't compare yourself at all, because it'll always be negative for you.
Yep. Yeah.
Just love yourself and respect yourself. Yeah, respect yourself.
RESPECT.
What's that?
Respect.
Oh, I don't think I've heard that. I recognize it.
Hopefully I spelled it right.
RESPECT.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good answer, Addie.
What did you want to be when you grew up? And what are you what you dreamt of wanting to be? Wait, I don't think I said. When you were younger, what did you want to be, and are you that now?
Got it. Ever since I was a little, like before even kindergarten, like I wanted to be a mom. 100%. Mom and a wife, those are my goals. I've achieved those goals.
Oh yeah.
Amen.
Hallelujah, sister.
I'm over here with my arms up in the air. Woo!
Praise the Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, I like really truly though, like my goal was to be a mom and a wife. But I did want to be a science teacher for high school.
What?
I wanted to be a biology teacher. Yeah. But now, yeah, that was like that was my career goal, was to be a biology teacher.
That's so cool.
Yeah. In high school. Good thing I didn't, because I'm littler than all of the high school students.
They'd hang you up by your undies on the lockers.
I'd
You
be
in lockers.
stuck in the lockers all the time. That'd be so sad.
Thank you again for listening to us, and have a super duper rest of your night.
Well, this went a lot longer than we expected it to, so we're going to go ahead and just wrap it up.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for listening. As always, if you need to reach out to us, reach out on Mama Bear Connects on Facebook and Instagram, and mamabearconnects@gmail.com. Also, so if you have like an email suggestion or something, please feel free to email us. And yeah, please interact with us on the social media and share with your friends and all the things. And thank you again for listening to us, and have a super duper rest of your night or day.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Good night. Or
Good
good day.
night.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good time. Bye.
Bye.